Hi guys, Victoria here. Welcome back to my channel. So Isaac is out for the morning so I can get on with some work. So I'm just sitting here with the dogs. And today I am going to talk you through the weaning that we have been doing for the last month. So we started weaning Isaac just before he was 6 months old. And we obviously looked at different options of methods that we could do this. We looked at traditional, we looked at baby led, and we looked at a combination of the two. And what we decided to settle on to start with was a combination of the two. I will put in the description below exactly what baby led weaning is and what the traditional methods is, and a few pros and cons of each. But we decided that although we wanted him to be very independent with his eating, everything he put in his hands, he would just throw on the floor. He would put things to his mouth, we wouldn't really chew them, and they'd end up being thrown. So we started introducing some purees in order to get him having some food, getting used to the different tastes and textures. And then I've made those purees at first very smooth and then more to mashed, and now we're up to him having some more finger foods. So we've moved through that sort of combination of purees and finger foods very quickly, and I have to say he has absolutely loved it. We started spoon feeding him ourselves, and very quickly he knew that he wanted to take the spoon and start putting it into his mouth. So even though there were purees on it and we help him get the puree on, he's the one that started quite quickly putting it in his mouth. He was quite tricky to start with at opening up his mouth to actually take the spoon in, but we've just been very respectful. I know one of the benefits of baby led weaning is that obviously your child chooses how much they have, how much they don't have. Our concern was he wasn't getting any because he just wasn't eating the food, whereas on a spoon he would happily take it. So we have just been very respectful about the fact that if his mouth is closed, then he's done feeding, and we don't sort of force feed him with the spoon. But it's been really successful. So I'm just going to show you the footage that we've got, take you through the different ideas that we have, show you some of the different tools that we found for helping him to start chewing, and also for helping me feel safe with what he was having, because a lot of it is still making you feel comfortable with what you're doing with your child. So I hope this makes sense to you guys, and this is our plant-based baby combi fed weaning journey. Right, are you ready for this, little pea? What do you think? The Ingenuity high chair with my little pea in it. We've got this gorgeous plate from Bamboo Bamboo. We've got the bowl and spoon on the way, and he is ready. So the first thing I'm going to give him is this. I've actually got this from Morrison's, and this is super cool because you can put food inside. You can put food inside it, and then you know it's not a choking hazard. So I'm going to go ahead and make some stuff to go in here now. He's already really used to this. Got it? See, he knows what to do. So I wanted to make sure that Isaac had a really balanced diet to start with, but that he had enough time to get used to each flavour on its own. So I started with sweet potatoes. I peeled them, cut them into smaller slices, and just left them to gently boil. Next, I chopped up some apples. These are going to be for some teething cubes, which I'm going to freeze. I've also got these really cool silicone dividers, but I'm just going to blend the apple. I've left the skin on so that we keep all the nutritional value, and then I've mixed in some milled linseed. Gave it another blend and then tipped it out into my ice cube tray, where I've also got some mashed bananas for these teething treats. These go perfectly in this little teether, and it means that as it melts, it's a really lovely feeling in Isaac's mouth. Once the sweet potato had softened, I gave it a quick blend and then tipped it into these little silicone dividers. And these can then go into the freezer to be frozen and used each day. I then did exactly the same with the broccoli. I cut it up, boiled it gently, and then popped it into the NutriBullet to blend. It took a little while to blend down, and I did leave some sort of small chunks in there because broccoli is so soft, and then added that to the silicone dividers and popped these in the freezer. So this is Isaac's first taste of solids. This is with some sweet potato and the blended broccoli. As you can see, it took him a little while to sort of understand what was going on, but he loved the flavours and he became really, really interested and more curious as we went on. His favourite actually turned out to be the broccoli, and that's continued since. He loves kale, green beans, peas, any sort of green vegetables he really, really loves. So I think we're on to the winner. This is Isaac with one of his apple and linseed frozen cubes in his little teething toy. He loves this, and whenever he gets a little bit of teething pain, I get one of these, or I get just a breast milk one, and I give that to him so that he can really chew on the cold. Today he is having mashed carrot and mashed parsnip, and this was again one that he really, really loved. He's become so interested in it. It's really, really lovely to see. And now he just gets so excited whenever he sees his little plate and spoon, and he can't take his eyes off it as his daddy is feeding it to him. As you can see, Isaac gets really, really chatty at meal times. So it's a really lovely time for us to all sit together. And at first, all we've done is introduce solids in the evening when Adam and I are eating as well. These teething mesh toys are incredible because it's really settled my mind, and I feel like he's in control of having it and he's getting used to putting his hands to his mouth, but it means that I'm not in the position of feeling worried at all that he's going to choke on anything. This is more mashed carrot, which he really, really loves. And this is a little bit more pureed broccoli with some sweet potato. The different faces that he pulls as he gets used to different tastes and textures is so adorable, and I just love watching him. So after a few days, Isaac got really used to the spoon and he decided he wanted to hold it himself, so we've let him do that. It can get a little bit messy, but it's all good fun. And the great thing about this high chair is that all the straps come off and it's very easy to wash and clean, so that we can keep everything nice and clean and hygienic. So once Isaac was ready to try some different flavours, I made some roasted red peppers and pureed them, and also roasted some aubergine and mashed that and pureed that as well. That was a flavour that was completely different, but that Isaac absolutely loved, and he's really starting to enjoy his meal times. So we did this for a couple of weeks, just having the odd sort of treat with his teething toy and having a meal time, and then we decided to introduce breakfast. So I actually found this at Wilkinson's. I think it was about £2, £2.50, and it's same as our mesh one, but it's actually able to go in the dishwasher and it's plastic, so it does feel that little bit cleaner, which I really liked, and it's perfect for taking out and about. So we went to meet a friend at the cafe and Isaac had some banana in that, which as you can see he loved. So for breakfast, we've started with some oats mixed with breast milk. I've also mashed in some banana and some prunes and different days just to give the taste a little bit more flavour. So we have now started to move on to finger foods. So we started by cutting up some long fingers of pear. We had some really soft pears, so they worked really well. We've also done some long stems of broccoli, which we've just boiled till they're nice and soft so Isaac can hold them. Some carrot sticks and a few other bits and bobs. So I will upload that video next. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe so we can keep in touch with each other. Thanks so much guys, see you soon.